Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your mid-November tarot card reading. So let's dive right in. I've already meditated on your sign, and I drew a couple animal cards, which I will start by reading from the book, and then I'll give you my intuitive 2 cents. So with these animal cards, as you've heard me say before, um, unless you're new to the channel, and welcome. So these animal cards, I like to just use them as an overarching thematic energy to keep in mind as we move through the rest of the spread, and also a thematic energy to keep in mind as you move through these next couple of weeks. So we have the fox crossed by the buffalo. And there's a really headstrong energy with this card combination. So let me go ahead and just start by reading, and then I'll give you my intuitive 2 cents. Okay. All right, the buffalo. Grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise toward heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. When in balance, trusting, pure presence. When out of balance, restless, lacks gratitude. To bring into balance, prayer, bhakti. Such a beautiful card. Okay. The fox. Here we go. So lots of earth. There's that groundedness coming through these cards. There is sort of this next couple of weeks, it feels like there's a lot of grounding happening, or there is that sensation of feeling much more rooted, much more grounded. The fox. Smart. Let me just sit down. Smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us to stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. When in balance, magical, ingenious teacher. Monogamous. When out of balance, sneaky, unsure of their identity. To bring into balance, partnership, connection. So yeah, there is this sense of identity coming up, and how you identify yourself and what you identify with, and the people you identify with. And I think what I'm feeling most of all is this emphasis on what makes you feel grounded, going to what makes you feel rooted. So it's really cultivating those practices and those relationships that make you feel strong and sturdy, and I just heard and free. So let's just keep these in mind as we move through the rest of the cards here. Let's see if there's anything else. There is, I just heard it's a matter of loyalty. So I feel like loyalty, and a question of loyalty, sort of. So there's this looking at what that means to you, and what what relationship really means to you, what it really looks like, what a strong relationship really, what is that picture for you? What does that look like? And then there is this determination to go for that, to really go for that. Okay. Sorry about that. My computer was just about to die, so I had to plug it in. Um, so also something else that's coming up with this is this feeling of this new sort of standalone energy, this feeling of you're conscious of relationships and sort of what you want to create within relationship and relationship dynamics. And there is this strong look at those dynamics. But I also feel like there's this new confidence. There is this greater understanding of yourself and what motivates you. Bo, no. And what motivates you. So we're looking at a lot at motivations, and I feel like there's been almost this overhaul. There's been this clarity around your motivations and what motivates you forward. Okay. So there is sort of this understanding of this new, almost like epiphanies around what you want and how you work. I'm so sorry. Bo, come here. Troublemaker, cutie. All right, so let's put this down and so you can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so keeping these in mind, these two beautiful energies, strategizing here, planning your way forward, and then we have hey, stop that, come here, baby. So this is the focal point. The Two of Wands reversed, very interesting, crossed by the Magician. Recent past, the Hierophant. So there's this study and this acquiring of skills and this getting very clear about something. And there's this empowering yourself. And, you know, this is a theme, but spirituality has been coming up big time over this past month or so. So people are exploring their spirituality and their nature and what that means to them. What it means to really be in their element, what it means to really, you know, connect with their unique, authentic nature. And I think I said this in one of the previous videos of, you know, connecting with your nature, connecting with nature, with your nature. It can look a million different ways. And when you're sort of being called to do that, and when you're coming into that, it could be going out into nature as a way to connect to your nature, or it could be staying at home and building a robot if that's where you feel, you know, if that's how you connect most to your nature. So there are a trillion different ways to connect to your nature, and it's just about sort of recognizing what it means to really connect with your nature, and then doing that. So here we go. Then we have anchoring the spread. We have the Four of Wands reversed. In the near future here, we have the Mother of Wands reversed. Crowning the spread, we have, ooh, beautiful Leo's card, the Strength card. And this is really a beautiful crowning energy. And then in your general energy, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this work in progress. Environment, we have the Two of Swords reversed. So there's still something that it has yet to be seen. You're working with an energy. You're working with something that it's sort of yet to be seen. How it's going to pan out, I just heard. Okay, in the hopes and fears, we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. So it feels like there's movement with instability. So it's almost like this structure created that enables movement, that is flexible. So there's a flexibility. And carrying us into the end of November into December, we have the Father of Pentacles reversed. And then there were two cards that wanted to come out for you from Colette Baron Reed's The Good Tarot. And I'll read these from the book. But we have the Fool, and we have the Five of Air. And the Fool energy is coming up quite strong. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Father of Cups. Under that, we have the Son of Swords, very interesting. And then the Hermit, there's that self-study. And there's the Fool. And then there's your very own card. Interesting. So there is this new way forward. There is this new exploration taking place. There is this, these strides forward. There's something, it feels like you're leaving something in the past. This is also a bit of a theme. Interesting. Do check out your rising or sun sign, because I've noticed these themes that are coming up here and a few other signs as well. So check that out, and you can piece it together for yourself. So, all right, let's dive in. Your focal point, the Two of Wands reversed. So I feel like we have this, it's this clarity of thought. It's this aha. It's this that is enabling you to move forward in a new way. So there's something quite liberating about whatever these realizations that you're having are, whatever these epiphanies are. It feels very connected to yourself. So this like self-reflective epiphanies that are liberating you one step at a time, I just heard. And this feels like it was quite confronting, this process of self-realization. And even my voice is getting a little bit, funny here. And this card often represents so much about the voice and opening your voice and this discovering of your voice and this using your voice. So it's almost like there was something in the past that was difficult to say, that was difficult to speak up about, that was difficult to sort of create a conversation around. And whatever this topic or circumstance was, I feel that you have pushed through it. And you have this new set point, this new avenue forward. There also feels like a great deal of acceptance in this spread, and we have that with the Strength card crowning the spread. It's just sort of this sense of acceptance, and that's also in the very alive in our energy right now for multiple signs. And it feels like you're setting something down and picking something up. So there is this movement and motion forward. And this almost like this back on trackness. And it's coming from this sense, from this greater sense of self. And this determination, this perseverance. But most of all, it feels like determination. So anchoring the spread, we have the Four of Wands reversed. And I feel that that is speaking to something that was quite uprooting for you, something that that needed to be adjusted, and like a correction process. And that could have been the thing that was sort of quite confronting and difficult to sort of have conversations around. And I just heard difficult to articulate. So there's also this, wherever you are experiencing dissatisfaction, it's almost finding the words and learning, taking the time to recognize where those areas of dissatisfaction lived for you, and where they were coming from. And it's almost as if throughout this process you were able to get very clear around those things, and that clarity is able to, and it has re-articulated your sense of self and your sense of direction, and particularly around relationships, I just heard. And also career. With the Magician, we're looking at this master of his, this very highly skilled character. And I feel for many of you that this is you. This is sort of acquiring these skills, acquiring these tools to build something of real worth, to build a legacy for yourself. With this card in the near future, the Mother of Wands, we see the snake curled around her eggs, curled around her legacy. And nurturing this treasure. And so I feel that there's this energy of holding close what will be your future. And then we see perseverance. So there is also this coming up here in the next couple of weeks. There is this perseverance energy. There is this determination energy. There is this cultivating something that is very close to you. And I just heard starting over. So I feel like whatever this is it might feel like it's a fresh start. It might feel like it is you're picking something back up again that was set back down. Or it could just be looking at things, something with fresh eyes. But whatever it is it feels like it is something that you have put a lot of your time and energy into, or that you're willing to put a lot of your time and energy into. And it feels like a great, great, great investment. An investment in yourself and an investment in your future. So in your general energy here, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So there's that work, that step by step, that one thing at a time. And with the Seven of Pentacles, oftentimes we can see, there's this, it's as things are taking shape, you can't quite see what your hard work is ultimately coming to. Like what you're building and if it's good and if it's not good. So there is this just sort of determination and perseverance energy. There is this just taking those steps forward. And I just heard, and meeting demands. So, so you could feel some pressure externally to produce. Gotta show up, I just heard. Gotta show up. And then we have in environment 2 of Swords reversed, and there's a lot of energy around this, and it's manifestation energy. It feels like you're working with something, almost as if like the 2 swords were hands and sort of just working with something. You're working with something, and it feels you could be doing this in tandem with another. Maybe not, but whatever it is it's really it's just this cultivating of this cultivating of your creativity and of some sort of I just heard important new venture. So for many of you it could be something new, but there is this craftsmanship that's coming up with this that I feel in your environment, or this could be you, but it's just there's a sense of craftsmanship. That feels healthy, strong, and like a very live energy. Strong manifestation energy. It's something that it would behoove you to work with. So there's something quite supportive about whatever this work is. So in your hopes and fears, the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So there is this that sense of flexibility and wanting to feel stable while working in perhaps a flexible timeline, environment. So there is this sort of a bit of having to go with the flow and create structure for yourself where there perhaps an environment where there's not as much structure. So there is a desire for flexible dependability, for flexible routine and stability. And so that's sort of, we're looking at these next couple of weeks, and that's something that you maybe want to be, conscious of, sort of creating that stability for yourself, however fluid the structure, the energy around you is, the system that you're working with is, however fluid that might be. Just creating those little things that can serve as anchors for you, that can really make you feel safe, secure, and again, I just heard and free again. So that could also be relationship. That could be connected to a person as well. But also, I feel that for many of you, it's creating that for yourself. And I feel that you're really doing that. There is this sense of feeling whole within yourself in a way that you haven't in quite some time. So, yeah, this coming home to yourself. And I just heard home is where the heart is. So that, and it, yeah, interesting. And there's a lot of self-confidence, a lot of self-strength, personal strength. So heading into December, end of November, we have the Father of Pentacles reversed. And this energy feels like it is similar to, connected to the Two of Swords reversed. There is that working with something of material. So there's creating, there's building something of material. And again, it's an investment. And there could be some sort of benefactor coming in for you, but it feels like whatever this is it is something you have invested a lot in, like I said. And there's just this continued work. It's just this continuation of manifesting whatever this endeavor is. And this endeavor feels strong, and there's a lot of hope around this, and again, determination. So it looks very, very strong for you. So, carrying, and there is, just on the bottom of the deck, we have the Father of Cups reversed, so Scorpio is coming up big time. And then we have the Son of Swords. And when I see the Son of Swords, I'm sometimes looking at trigger, I feel, things that will trigger us. And I feel that that's the case here. That that there could be some your buttons could be pushed a little bit. And it's just about sort of riding that wave as smoothly as you can. And I feel like that self-compassion that we see in the Strength card is really being called on. And that's come up for a couple signs as well, sort of being really compassionate with yourself, which you should always be. But if you're experiencing those triggers, if there's something in your external environment that's triggering you, just move through that as compassionately as you can. Because that's really the quickest way through. The buffalo is the one animal that when a storm is coming, all the other animals will sort of run in the other direction, but the buffalo just walks right into it, so it can efficiently cross over and get to the other side. And I sort of get that energy around as you're confronted with challenge, there is that determination, that perseverance, that walking into the storm and moving through it quickly and swiftly. So it's so beautiful. All right, so the Fool and the Five of Air, which is typically the Five of Swords. Let me go ahead and read these to you. So this is carrying us, summing up the reading, also sort of a thematic energy, and also carrying us into December. So the Fool, so beautiful. The start of a new journey. So, Fool. Enthusiasm. I know that a spiritual approach rarely appears logical, and sometimes even seems impractical. However, when this card appears, I can take a risk and trust that with faith, anything is possible. The invisible realms will reveal each step along the way. I am meant to experience this regardless of where I travel. This is a time when I'm learning that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And I love that so much. So another theme that's coming up, that's very present for you guys, is, and a couple other signs, is experiencing experience. So really experiencing where you are. Before you go into any reactive tendencies, when something impacts you, check in with yourself. Let yourself experience it. Experience is everything. It's all we need to know is in the experience. So really let yourself experience. Experience your experiences. That's what you're here to do. So the Five of Air. Tension, conflict. Conflict is a good way to see my motives and intentions. I can use this experience to grow into a more authentic version of myself. It's not important to win. It's important to have integrity. Other people have different ways of thinking and may not always be in agreement with me. I open to this opportunity to live and let live. So that's so beautiful. It's sort of this, as you move through tension, as you move through conflict, just just open to it to the best of your ability in the most easeful way, and move through those experiences. Move through those experiences with integrity, and and yeah. So do check out your rising and your sun sign, and your moon sign. That'll really be helpful for you, because this was a little bit all over. Um, and and yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm so grateful for your support, and I'm so grateful for you. And I love you with all my heart. Have a beautiful one.